Good morning. Welcome to First Parish Universalist Unitarian in Waltham. We are so glad you're here. Whoever you are, however you identify, whatever you believe, wherever you are in life's journey, you're welcome here. My name is Michael Carmody, and I serve as Music and Worship Commissioner on the Board of Managers. My pronouns are he, him, and his, and I'm about 5'10" with the silver hair, and I'm wearing a blue and white shirt and black pants and a gray vest. Okay, so here are this week's announcements. We make our service as accessible as possible with assisted listening devices and large print versions of service materials, and they're available from your ushers. Pastoral care is available to everyone, newcomers, members, visitors alike. Information is available in our newsletter, and through the email address, you can reach pastoral care at pastoralcare@walthamuu.org. If you're interested in donating flowers for a Sunday service, please see my nifty flower empowerment article in your newsletter. You can include a dedication to go with your flower donation by emailing to our office manager. Email Kayla Boama. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Yeah? Okay. By Wednesday before the service. Apple picking, a fall tradition, and it's happening today at 1 p.m. Carpooling will be available from the church parking lot right outside, starting at 12:30 or at 12:30. The book group will meet October 16th at 12:30 to discuss the book The House of Doors by Tan Thuong Eng. The book reflects the October theme of cultivating compassion and promises to be a fascinating read. More information is available in our newsletter. This week's newsletter contains lots of exciting items that I haven't mentioned, upcoming events including a Sunday Halloween potluck event, an invitation to meet with Kayla, our office administrator, our fifth Friday potluck, October 31st. I don't know if that's the same as our Sunday Halloween potluck. I don't know. You'll have to check the newsletter. And there's other helpful information. Printed copies of our weekly newsletter are on tables at the entrances to the building. And if you'd like to sign up to receive our newsletter by email, please speak to one of our greeters or ushers. So that wraps it up for today's announcements. Please check that you have silenced your phone and other electronic devices. And lastly, please turn around and wave to those people who are joining our service today on Zoom. Our video camera is just to the right of the exit door. Hello, Zoomites. Okay.
Is the bell to be rung? Next, the bell. Good morning. My name is Carla Hilliard. I am a 64-year-old short white woman with short white hair, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. And today I am wearing an orange top that reminds me of tomato soup with milk in it, the way I make it. Welcome to First Parish in Waltham, where we are gathered in love and service for justice and peace. Today is a lay-led service crafted by our ministry staff, and our sermon has been written by Reverend Megan Lynes. Our congregation includes a wide diversity of beliefs. We believe that we do not need to think alike to love alike. We invite you to freely translate the language you hear today. We welcome you here just as you are, and we celebrate the many diversities among us: age, race, class background, sexual orientation or gender identity, differing religious or political beliefs. Wherever you are on life's journey, we are so glad you are here. We love having kids in church, whether for the whole time or just the beginning. We are not worried about noise from kids, and hope you won't be either. But if anyone of any age needs a place to wiggle or take a break, we have a helpful area with some activities in a cozy space in the far back corner of the room. Sanctuary is what we create here, together each week. Please come in and rest a while. Our chalice will be read by Kayloda.
Is this on? Yeah. We light our chalice this morning with these words: fire consumes and casts a bright light. May our chalice flame consume our regrets of the past, our fears about the future, our worries about today. May this light of mine and yours cast forth a bright vision of healing and peace. Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 126, Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing, found in the gray hymnal.
Sing, Please remain standing for our unison affirmation, which can be found in the order of service and projected onto the wall. It begins with the word love. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Thank you. Please be seated. My name is Pam Penton. I'm the membership commissioner and a member of the board. I'm a mid-60s white woman with short reddish curly hair and a red shirt and a rainbow lanyard and a black fleece on top. It's my job today, while April is on her day off, to sit in her shoes, which is a tall, tall task. I am not the storyteller that April is, so I have a book. I am much better as a book reader. And the book that we chose together is We Are Water Protectors. And I encourage you, I'm going to put it in our library over here, I encourage you to look at it at some point in time because the illustrations are absolutely beautiful. And I will not do it service up here because you're not going to be able to see it well up here. It was written by Carol Lindstrom and Michaela Goad. And there's a word in here that's used multiple times, Nukomish, which is actually a translation of grandmother. So that is part that you may, the rest is all in English, and so it will be easy to understand that. Water. Oh. Should I move it closer? How about that? Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know that. Water is the first medicine Nukomish told me. We come from water. It nourishes us inside our mother's bodies as it nourishes us here on Mother Earth. Water is sacred, she said. We stand with our songs and our drums. We are still here. The river's rhythm runs through my veins, runs through my people's veins. My people talk of a black snake that will destroy the land. Spoil the water, poison the plants and the animals, wreck everything in its path. When my people first spoke of the black snake, they foretold that it wouldn't come for many, many years. Now the black snake is here. Its venom burns the land, courses through the water, makes it unfit to drink. Take courage. I must keep the black snake away from my village's water. I must rally my people together. To stand for the water, to stand for the land, to stand as one against the black snake. We stand with our songs and our drums. We are still here. It will not be easy. We fight for those who cannot fight for themselves, the winged ones, the crawling ones. the four-legged, the two-legged, the plants, trees, rivers, and lakes. The earth. We are all related. Tears like waterfalls stream down, tracks down my face, track down my people's faces. Water has its own spirit. Nokomis told me. Water is alive. Water remembers our ancestors who came before us, she said. We stand with our songs and our drums. We are still here. We are stewards of the earth. Our spirits have not been broken. We are water protectors. We stand. The black snake is in for the fight of its life. The end. Thank you. As we are entering into Indigenous Peoples Day, we be thinking, as well as you use, of the whole connection and the interconnectedness of what we do. And now, please join us in body and spirit for the next hymn, which is number 123, Spirit of Life.
Does anybody have the little sheet or the?
It should.
You have it. Okay. Okay. So my name is Plum. I'm white, 75, dressed all in orange and pink, she, hers, and this is a time when, I'll just read from the script. Now is the time in our service when we offer you the chance to lift up your joys and concerns. In our Unitarian Universalist tradition, worship is not only about ideas and music, it's also about the real lives we bring with us. Each week we pause to share our joys and our concerns. This practice reminds us that we are not alone. Our celebrations are richer when the community rejoices with us, and our burdens are lighter when others hold them with care. Whether spoken aloud, written down, or held in silence, these moments weave us together in compassion and hope. Sharing joys and concerns is how we live our covenant, to care for one another and to honor the fullness of life, its laughter and its tears within the circle of our community. If you are in Zoom, you are invited to contribute via the chat, and I will read them aloud later. You are welcome to come forward, light a candle if you wish, and then step forward to name your joy or concern into the microphone. If you wish to do this, consider sharing your name and pronouns if you feel comfortable. Please keep any verbal contributions brief so that we all feel we have the time to be heard. Mike, that's it? And and light one more, thank you for the reminder, Ken, to one more for all the silent joys and concerns that people have. And if you're totally welcome to come up after the service and light candles quietly. Okay, thank you.
Good morning. I'm Ken Johnson. Can't hear me?
The people on Zoom need the mic.
I'm sorry, I forgot about the people on Zoom. I was going to tell you that as a theater major, I learned how to project, but that don't work on Zoom, so humble I am. So I am here to help us with a prayer and meditation. And first there is a reading which is adapted from the writings of Beth Dana. She writes, "Spirit of life and love, mystery beyond all our naming, lift us above divisions, guide us through our confusions, and heal us that we may know our wholeness both within and together. These last weeks have been a time filled with uncertainty and fear about all that is ending and all that is at stake. Let us gather our strength. May our anxieties give way to resolve, and may we hold space for both our hopes and our worries. In this critical moment, let the spirit of inspiration found in our shared purpose stoke the fires of commitment within us. Commitment to our congregation, to our neighbors, to justice, and to a better world, propelling us to engage with courage and compassion in the days ahead. May our voices and all voices be heard, guiding us to find continued ways to love and serve. May our relationships, both with those whose views we share and those with whom we disagree, be infused with the spirit of understanding. Let us move beyond the walls of our knowing, beyond the walls of fear, toward each other's humanity. Amen.
In our gathered fellowship of all souls, we find ways to give in time and talent and treasure. These gifts flow from us as often as we can open our hands and our hearts. We are called to care for one another, and we do. For hundreds of years, those gathered here have made sacrifices to make our congregation possible. To their generosity, we add our own. Every tiny coin makes a difference because it is the act of giving, not the amount, that ties us together and builds our future. Let us generously give and gratefully receive this morning's offering for the good works of this congregation, here and far beyond these walls.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jody Anderson. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a middle-aged white woman. I have curly dark hair. Today I'm wearing a red and green striped sweater. I'm reading a story titled Invisible Experts, and this is from Anna Mack. For 3 Thursdays in a row, something peculiar happened to me on my walk to work. I'd be trudging along, coffee in hand, mentally preparing for the day, when a man on a bicycle would glide past. He wasn't just any man. He was impeccably dressed in a vibrant, mismatched suit. Think a purple blazer with green trousers, and as he passed without slowing down, he would call out a single hyper-specific compliment. The first time it was, "Astounding posture. You carry the weight of the world with remarkable spinal integrity." He was gone before I could even process it. I spent the rest of the day standing a little taller. The second Thursday I saw him coming, he locked eyes with me for a fraction of a second, and he declared, "A truly formidable coffee cup grip, unwavering." I looked down at my hand. I did, in fact, have a very secure hold on my latte. The third time, I was ready. I saw a flash of color turning the corner. My heart beat a little faster. What would it be today? He cycled past, his voice clear as a bell. Exquisite rhythm in your walking gait, a metronome of purpose. And he was gone. I was by now completely invested. Who was this man? Why was he doing this? He wasn't flirting. The compliments were too bizarre, too clinical. He never stopped. He was like a wildlife commentator, praising the unique traits of a passing animal. I started to notice a pattern. He wasn't just targeting me. I saw him do it to others. He told a construction worker he had a commanding and efficient whistle. He told a woman waiting for the bus that her sigh contained multitudes. He was a compliment gorilla, launching precision strikes of positivity before vanishing into the urban jungle. Last Thursday, I saw him chain up his bike outside of a nondescript office building. My curiosity got the better of me. I followed him inside, pretending to be on a phone call. He walked into a small, dimly lit office with a frosted glass door. The plaque on the wall read, "Bureau of Overlooked Virtues. Appointments encouraged. Walk-ins welcome." I pushed the door open. The man was sitting behind a desk, typing on an old typewriter. He looked up, not surprised to see me at all. "Ah," he said, "the metronome. I wondered if you would stop by." "What is this?" I asked, gesturing at the office. He smiled warmly. "It's a regulatory body. We've identified a critical deficit in the recognition of minor, non-monetizable skills. The steadfast way someone holds an umbrella, the patience exhibited while a slow dog sniffs a lamppost. These are virtues that hold society together, and they are going entirely unacknowledged. My job," he continued, "is field work. I gather data and I distribute accommodations. Would you like to file a report?" He slid a form across the desk, and it read fields like observed subject, time, location, and virtue in question. Please be specific. I stood there stunned, and then I thought of my barista, who always places the cup lid on perfect with a satisfying click. I thought of the security guard in my building, who has a uniquely graceful way of pointing people toward the elevator. I sat down and I filled out 3 forms. Now I'm a field agent. I don't have a bike or a colorful suit yet, but I have a notepad. And yesterday I told a stranger in the park I admired the authoritative yet compassionate way that you threw that stick for your dog. The look of confusion, followed by a slow dawning, genuine smile, was better than any thank you. The world is full of invisible experts, masters of tiny, perfect things, and my mission, should I choose to accept it, is to see them and to tell them. So keep your ears open, because you might get accommodation.
It is my honor to read the sermon today. It is called In a Season of Beginning Again. It was written by Reverend Megan Lynes. These are her words and her message to us. There are moments in the life of a congregation that feel tender and uncertain, when the familiar rhythm has been interrupted and what once felt solid now seems like shifting ground. This is one of those moments. You have come through something difficult, something that took courage, clarity, and care. Some of you were close to the heart of this last chapter. Others may have watched from a distance, but all of you have been affected. Even if you are here for the first time today, you are encountering a congregation finding its bearings once again. I want to say how deeply sorry I am that this is the situation you find yourselves in. I too had high hopes for your next chapter. I don't know the details, but I want you to know that you are in my prayers. I remain hopeful for what is yet to come for First Parish in Waltham, because the future is not yet written. I am also holding Reverend Elka in prayer. None of us can ever fully know what another person carries, but if there is pain for you or for them, I wished for time to help heal you both. My closest childhood friend came from a sailing family. Growing up, she helped to build boats and loved to sail small ones herself. One summer, when she was about 15, her whole family set out on a voyage that lasted many weeks. She was dismayed to find that unless she was up on deck, looking far out over the horizon, she was horribly seasick every single moment. The only other way she could stop her mind from whirring was to climb into her hammock below deck and stay blessedly still as the boat rocked around her. This, I think, is the heart of my message for you today. Keep your eyes on the horizon and find a place to nestle. It may be impossible to do both at once, but when the seas get rough, hold tight. Soften your gaze beyond the present moment and remember that you are a part of something steady and strong. Keep your eyes on the larger vision for this beautiful boat that is your congregation. And when the waters feel unsteady, find a place that in some way feels like home, a place of stillness. Find your niche here at church and hang on. Maybe your reassuring spot is with the same friend you always see each Sunday. Maybe it's an adult faith formation, or the choir, or the book group, or a wise elder who listens more than talks. Maybe it's simply sitting in this ancient sanctuary beneath the rose-tinted windows, a place that has harbored so many generations before us. When a minister and congregation part ways, even when it is the right decision, it stirs up so much. Sadness, relief, anger, gratitude, guilt, and hope can all sit together in the same pew. Transitions like this rarely feel tidy. But if we look closer, this moment is not just about loss. It is also about honesty, self-knowledge, and the courage to begin again. You did a hard thing. You faced reality. You listened for truth, even when it was painful. And that means you are alive and growing. It means the spirit of this community is still awake. It means you're willing to do hard things in service of your vision. And that willingness is what allows new beginnings to take root. Some of you may know the poem For a New Beginning by John O'Donohue. It begins, "In out-of-the-way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you are ready to emerge." When I first heard this poem, I remember feeling a jolt of recognition. That sense that even in times of upheaval, Something new is quietly forming underneath. O'Donoghue reminds us that new beginnings rarely arrive on schedule. They form quietly in the hidden places of our hearts, beneath the surface of what we can see. Often, we are still tangled in what has ended, still clutching the safety of what we know. But eventually, courage kindles, and the sailing can become smooth again. That is where I believe you are now, First Parish. The courage has kindled. In times like this, we often feel we need to get back to normal or rush toward the next thing. But that's not how growth works. My friend and colleague, Catherine Senghas, once told me a story about her neighbor who grew raspberries. The woman had a beautiful, abundant crop year after year, and Catherine couldn't figure out how she did it. Didn't the canes get old and tired? Didn't she need to start over every few years? The neighbor explained that the secret was in how she cared for the plants after the harvest. Each year, she carefully cut back the canes that had just produced fruit, clearing space for the new ones to grow. She didn't let the old and the new crowd each other out. She made room for renewal. Even after a fruitful season, but especially if the bushes struggled to thrive, there must be pruning. There must be space made for new life. So, as you enter this fallow season, I invite you to think of it not as an ending, but as a time of tending and preparing. This is a season for asking, what is ready to be cut back, released, or laid down? What is quietly sprouting, asking for space to grow? What is essential, strong, worth nurturing? In this time between ministers, you have the rare chance to listen deeply to yourselves, to hear the heartbeat of this congregation apart from any one leader. Parker Palmer writes, "Listening deeply to your own self is a matter of shaking off the tyranny of should." He reminds us that a call of the soul isn't always a gentle whisper. It can also be uncomfortable, showing us what we'd rather not face. A congregation, like a person, has a soul. It has its own calling and its own integrity. And sometimes that calling requires a period of stillness and discernment before it can be heard clearly again. It takes courage to pause. It takes faith to trust that something new is forming, even when that destination isn't clear. As O'Donoghue writes, though your destination is not clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning that is one with your life's desires. Transitions have always been a part of the spiritual life. The Hebrew Bible tells story after story of people who left one place without knowing exactly where they were headed. Abraham and Sarah, Moses and Miriam, Ruth and Naomi. Each of them stepped away from what was known toward a promise they could barely see. The wilderness was not punishment, it was preparation. In the wilderness, the people learned who they were without Pharaoh, without manna, food given from heaven, and without a clear map. They learned to listen, to trust, to depend on one another. And eventually, they found their way home, though it was not the same home they had left. You are in your own kind of wilderness now, but the wilderness is also where vision is born. Without a vision, Proverbs says, the people perish. I imagine that in this season, you will rediscover the beauty of lay leadership, the way each of you holds a part of the flame. You will find that this congregation's spirit is larger than any single ministry or personality. And I hope you will notice the small signs of grace along the way. An unexpected kindness at coffee hour, a child's laughter during the story, a new idea that catches light in someone's imagination. Those are the signs that the soul of the congregation is alive and well. I know from personal experience among you that this congregation is wonderfully attentive to one another, encouraging each other in countless ways. And just by the way, I thought the dapper gentleman on a bike from Jody's reading could have been offering his own hyper-specific compliment to you all. Astounding posture. You carry the weight of the world with remarkable spinal integrity. When I think about new beginnings, I think of the threshold, a doorway between what was and what is yet to come. You can't live forever on the threshold, but you can linger there long enough to feel the texture of change under your feet, to look back with honesty, to look forward with hope, and to stand still long enough to let your hearts catch up to your heads. In this in-between place, there's work to be done, but it is heart work, soul work. It's the work of forgiveness and letting go, the work of gratitude for what has been good, the work of trust that what is being born will find its way into the light. And then, someday, you'll feel it. The wind will change. There will be help and guidance and hands to hold you fast. Your deep knowing that all is well will feel real again. It won't happen all at once, but it will come. As the poem says, awaken your spirit to adventure, hold nothing back, learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will be home in a new rhythm, for your soul senses the world that awaits you. Dear ones, you can do this hard thing. Sail on, delight in one another, keep your eyes on the horizon, hold hands when the seas get rough. Do not abandon the ship. This is how a congregation sails on, by noticing the small, shimmering things, by tending the mercies that keep us afloat, and by trusting that love, the great wind that brought us all this far, will not abandon us now. Please rise in body or spirit and join us in our next hymn, 134, Our World is One World, found in the gray hymnal. That's hymn 134, Our World is One World. Thank you. Remain seating for our closing words. They are by Kit Schooley. Because the world is poor and starving, go with bread. Because the world is filled with fear, go with courage. Because the world is in despair, go with hope. Because the world is living lies, go with truth. Because the world is sick with sorrow, go with joy. Because the world is weary of war, go with peace. Because the world is seldom fair, go with justice. Because the world is under judgment, go with mercy. Because the world will die without it, go with love. Cynthia Sanger for the lovely music, and thank you to the worship team who worked so hard to put this service together and for honoring me by asking to do these readings. Now, let's go to coffee hour. Thank you.